Hello, my random signers or Star Wars fans. Happy Star Wars Day. Well, I am a little late with my Star Wars Day video. Anyway, with this Star Wars Day video, now that all the Star Wars movies in the Star Wars saga are out, Star Wars Day, I will be ranking all 9 movies. Now there are some other movies like Special, Rogue One, and Solo, and the Clone Wars movie, but I am just gonna rank the main 9 movies, going from worst to best. So, but those other movies will be honorable mentions. So, won't be in a particular order, like the other, the main movies that I'm gonna rank. So, the first one is the Star Wars Holiday Special. I never actually watched this, but I seen clips of it, and I heard about it, and it just seemed like a really bad movie. If I was including the other movies, the other Star Wars movies, this would probably be lower than, not as great as The New Hope. So, I also haven't seen the Clone Wars movie, but I have heard about it. Seems like a really good start to the Clone Wars, which actually ended on May the 4th. I didn't get the chance to watch the last episode of the Clone Wars, but since I'm done with college and once I get these videos out of the way, I might try to binge watch the whole entire Clone Wars series, but not including the movie. Then the next honorable mention will be Star Wars Rogue One. I've seen this movie, but it's just been a while to it's been a while since I've seen it, but from what I remember, it was a really good movie. It was cool seeing how before A New Hope, so that was right before A New Hope, and it was really cool, and it was really cool seeing Darth Vader destroying the rebel troopers on that ship, before, because of what happened to him in episode 3, you wouldn't think he'd be able to do that, but it was really cool to see that, and the last honorable mention will be the Solo movie. Cool seeing Solo and young Lando Calrissian, and how Han Solo got the Millennium Falcon. So that's pretty much all I got to say about. It was really cool to see Darth Maul in that movie. I knew he was still alive because I saw that episode in the Clone Wars, but a lot of people, I'm pretty sure there was a few people who didn't watch the Clone Wars and thought he was dead, but really cool seeing him in the movies again, because I was only a few months old when Phantom Menace came out, so didn't really see that on the big screen, so yeah. Anyway, now it's time to move on to the list. Like I said, I'll be going to worst to best. So with that being said, let's get started. Number 9, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Eyes, The Last Jedi. Like, this was pretty much the first time we saw Luke, and they made his character, like, pathetic in this episode. Like, what happened to that, to that nice young Luke in Return of the Jedi, who, saved the galaxy from the Sith. Like when Rey was giving him the lightsaber, I mean, like, why did he just take the lightsaber and throw it like that? Like, like, what was the point of that? Like, they didn't need to make Luke like that, and also there was, like, no actual, like, fighting with lightsabers in The Last Jedi. Like, there was a fight at the end between Kylo Ren and Luke, but apparently it was just a projection of Luke, and I mean, it was cool to see the walkers, like, shoot at him, but he didn't die from it because he was a projection. But I just wish there was, like, some real clashing with lightsabers going on like we saw in the other movies. But nope. So it would have been cool seeing Luke fight Kylo Ren, like, actually there, and actually get killed by Kylo Ren, like, kind of like Obi-Wan did by Darth Vader. But no, he did the projection thing, and he died. I don't know. Mark Hamilton was upset by that, and I would be too. I didn't really like the character Rey. Like, she didn't do much for the plot, but like, even though I didn't like the character, I don't think the actress who played her shouldn't have gotten the death threats because people hate her, but she I'm pretty sure it was just a poor script, that her being a bad character, but she didn't deserve the bullying, so. And side plot with Finn and Rose, I feel like that wasn't, like, needed. I'm not sure how the story would have gone without that, but it would probably be a lot better. I don't know. And then when they showed that kid, like, I thought episode 9 was gonna be kind of mid, but it wasn't. So I was under the impression that they would, like, revisit that kid at the beginning of episode 9, but that didn't happen. And there were a few things, like, a few good things about The Last Jedi. That Leia scene when the ship got attacked and she fell out, and she used the Force to get back into it. Like that was really cool to see that. Even and then the scene where Rey and Kylo fight the guards, even though it was poorly choreographed, it was still a really cool fight scene. How they kill off Snoke, like we could have learned more about him, but nope. Ryan and Tasha had other plans and killed him off. Number 8, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Skywalker was a lot better than The Last Jedi, but I expected more from it since it was like the end of the saga. Still not higher in my list because since it was supposedly the last movie of the Skywalker saga, it just didn't seem like a satisfying ending. So that's why it's at number 8. And like I said, I didn't like the character Rose, but they should have gave her more screen time than what she got, or if not that, maybe rent her off, because her character really didn't seem needed in it. Like, they could have used her somehow, and there was a bunch of new characters that were introduced that weren't really necessary for it, and also the whole Emperor Palpatine coming back, like, it just defeats the purpose of Return of the Jedi. And don't get me wrong, it was cool seeing him back in action, but he could have, I wish he could have stayed dead. Oh, and the fact that Rey was revealed to be a Palpatine, like his granddaughter, like I personally don't see Palpatine, doing that, because like I don't see Palpatine having any children, because I just don't see him having sex with someone. And YouTube, don't age restrict the video, please. I just don't want to see him doing that. Some unneeded deaths in the movie, and like they had footage of Princess Leia, but I wish they had like a better reason for her death in the movie. But just trying to communicate with Kylo Ren and dying, there could have been something better to do for that. But they only had like so much footage of her, because as you may not know, Carrie Fisher did die in 2016. So Ben Solo's death. I wish like how he killed Rey and then died. Like, why is there force healing? And then the kiss between them, like, I know everyone's hot and all that, but I kind of saw Rey, like, with Finn, and not Kylo Ren, but, that didn't happen. And if they kept Snoke alive, they wouldn't need to use a Palpatine. There's this group called the Knights of Ren that were in The Rise of Skywalker. They were in, they are in a lot of Star Wars books, but like they didn't really do justice to them in Rise of Skywalker. Like they were killed off quickly, and in the trailer, they made it seem like C-3PO was gonna die. Like, here's a clip of that. Movie, he just gets his memory wiped for a little bit, and I was worried that they killed him off somehow. And same with Chewbacca. Like, I didn't see this in the trailer when I was watching a movie. Like, I saw the ship blown up, and I thought Chewbacca, like, died in that. I was, like, don't give me a heart attack like that, Star Wars. Like, come on. But he lives, so that's cool. But I'm scared of fans like that again. And where Kylo Ren or Ben Solo, and Rey fight Palpatine, like, it was still really cool. But there was like voices with old Jedi, like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and some people from the Clone Wars and whatnot. Like, it was cool hearing those voices, but I wish we actually like ghosts, like Force ghosts in that. Like we did get Force ghosts of Luke, but we didn't get we didn't get more Force ghosts. Like, it would have been cool actually seeing multiple Force ghosts behind Rey, but we didn't get that. Came to talk to Kylo Ren. Like, it was a sweet redemption moment, but like Han Solo kind of looked like CGI in that scene. Like, I don't know if Harrison Ford was actually there, because he wanted Han Solo to be killed off, and I'll get into that soon. But since he was killed off, like, I don't know if they actually got him to do it, but for some reason it just looked like a CGI moment. He just looked CGI to me. It was also really cool seeing Lando Calrissian again. And that moment where the ships, like, multiple ships come, like, that was really cool. And here's a clip of that. Like, that was really epic. And I'm glad The Rise of Skywalker was a little better than The Last Jedi. Number 7. Star Wars Episode 7. really good start for the sequel trilogy. Um, I like how all the new characters were. Um, I like how some of the new characters were introduced. Um, it was cool seeing Kylo Ren for the first time, and Snoke. Like, I mean, they set Snoke to be such a cool character, but he ended up um, dying in The Last Jedi, and um, I was mm, I was sort of a letdown for The Last Jedi, like I mentioned. Um, it was cool to see Han Solo and Chewbacca like reunite with the Millennium Falcon after so many years. Like, um, with the line, "Chewie, we're home." Like that was a nice moment there. Fortunate seeing Kylo Ren kill Han Solo, but apparently the actor Harrison Ford didn't really like that character, like playing that character. I don't know why he didn't like playing that character, but I mean, he got his wish. I felt bad for Rey, Chewbacca, and Finn. I especially felt bad for Chewbacca and Leia. Like, that was a sad moment. Like, Han Solo was Chewbacca's friend, and also Leia's wife at this point. So, that was a cute droid there. Well, the reason why this is number 7 is because it was cool actually seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters for the first time. I don't think this was my first Star Wars movie that I saw in theaters. But even though it was cool getting Star Wars back in theaters, I felt like there didn't need to be a continuation of Star Wars. Like, I was satisfied with the 6 films, but I think that's pretty much the only reason why it's at number 7. Number 6, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. It has epic scenes like the Jedi battle on Geonosis, seeing Jango Fett in action, and the start of the Clone Wars, and the battle between Count Dooku and Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda. And it was cool. And but I feel like the love story between Padme and Anakin kind of slowed down the movie a bit. Politics and the movie actually slowed it down too. Like, I'm glad that Padme and Anakin reunited after 10 years. But I don't know, the love story between them was it kind of slowed down the movie, and the way they made Anakin so like whiny and all that, like I wish he wasn't like that. I mean, he's grown up a lot since after Attack of the Clones. He did grow up a lot, so that's good. I mean, kind of get why he was like that. His mom mom died, and I kind of messed with him, I guess. Kind of made him go closer to the dark side. But, I liked it. But, I feel like the stuff between Padme and Anakin and the politics kind of slowed it down. So that's why it's at. That's why we're at number. That's why it's at number 6. Number 5, Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace was a good start to Star Wars if you go by chronological order, like Phantom Menace through, if you go by chronological order in that, like, release order, it was a good start, like, going through Phantom Menace to, Rise of Skywalker. It was really cool seeing how everything, like, began, but, this movie had its moments that I didn't like. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of Jar Jar Binks. He was kind of annoying. I'm not sure if he got any friends like Rose actor, actress did. But, hopefully he didn't. But, the character, Jar Jar Binks, and I mean, he was kind of annoying. And, but even though he was annoying, he kind of helped Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan get to Anakin in some way. There's the only bad thing I had to say about that. The pod racing was really cool. It was sad to see. It was sad to see Anakin be able to leave, but his mother wasn't. Like Space Skywalker. I mean, she sadly ended up dying in Attack of Clones. Like, we haven't seen each other in like 10 years, and that happened. But, it was really cool seeing Anakin's journey start. And this had some politics in the movie too. It was also really cool seeing Anakin on the ship for the first, like, flying a ship for the first time, for R2. And it was really cool seeing all the characters we know now, like, getting like a, it was really cool seeing the characters that we know now get like a origin story, so to speak. And, the duel between Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan, I think that's pretty much what saved, Phantom Menace from being lower in the list. Number 4, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. A New Hope is where, A New Hope is what started it all. Like, it was the very first Star Wars movie in 1977. Everybody enjoyed it. I wasn't there at the time. Like, I wasn't even born yet. Like, I still had a few years ago before I was born, like many years ago before that. But I saw it when it was on DVD. Like I have I have all 6 movies on DVDs, and it was a really cool start to a saga that's still around today. There's like a lot of mysteries between the characters because at this time we didn't get the prequels yet. But it was a cool starter film for Star Wars. Now the reason why it's at number 4 is because even though I liked it, it was still a very slow movie for its time. It was still a slow movie. Like the lightsaber battles weren't like that epic, but it was cool seeing Luke like kind of starting his training and seeing the first Death Star blow up. Like we didn't know the like at the time. We didn't know the history behind the Death Star, but it was cool seeing it blow up, and it was unfortunate for Leia losing her planet, Alderaan, but that was like the way it blew up. That was still really cool. And at the time, like for its time, there was like so much tech involved. Like I'm pretty sure at the time there wasn't many movies with that much tech in it. Like I think I think everything was like handmade, and it was like A New Hope when it came out. Like I'm pretty sure people of that time didn't really expect something like that. With that, we're now in the top 3 Star Wars movies. Number 3, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back was, it was a lot more action-packed than A New Hope. Like, even though the fight between Luke and Darth Vader, wasn't as fast-paced as the prequel trilogy, like, it was still a really cool fight, and then Darth Vader revealing that he is Darth Vader's, that he is, Luke's father. Like, I heard that a lot of the actors didn't know that, so I think Mark Hamilton, like, was told, but if he wasn't, like, I'm pretty sure the surprise, like, got him. And the training, like, and the training between Yoda and Luke, like, that was cool. And this was also the first time we met Yoda. I have been a really silly character at the beginning, but how he revealed himself to be the Grand Master of the Jedi to Luke was cool. Battle in Hoth was cool too, and it was cool seeing Darth Vader again. That's all I gotta say about Empire Strikes Back. Number 2, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. You probably think I'm crazy for ranking Revenge of the Sith at number 2, but even though it was in the prequel trilogy, like, it was still, like, really, it was still a really cool movie. Like, seeing Anakin not be whiny like he was in Attack of the Clones, like, his character still had flaws, but he was a lot better in this movie. And, I'm glad that Obi-Wan got rid of that mullet he had. It just looked good on him. Kinda looks better on, Anakin, to be honest. It was cool seeing the downfall of Anakin. Now with the final episodes of the Clone Wars, it gives Revenge of the Sith like so much story behind it. Like, I haven't watched the last season of the Clone Wars, but just seeing the Clone Wars, like it gives the clones so much more personality than what they had in Attack of the Clones. And seeing them turn against the Jedi with Anakin was epic and sad. But fights were epic. Like the first fight between Count Dooku and Anakin on Obi-Wan 2 to get the counselor, like that was really cool. And the way Palpatine was like teasing Anakin to like do it. And after that, everything just and after that it was just the downfall of Anakin. Like in the Clone Wars, there's more of a downfall than just between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And like one minute Obi-Wan and Anakin were friends, and then they just turn on each other. Like the last scene before Obi-Wan went to Utaba. Probably pronounced that wrong, but like that was the last time they saw each other as friends, and it foreshadows too. Like Anakin's in the dark, and Obi-Wan's in the light. Well, that led to the epic fight on Mustafar, where Anakin became Darth Vader. Introduced us to Luke and Leia. Even though they were just babies in that. Like it was cool seeing the start of their story in Star Wars. Number 1, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now we're at the last movie. Return of the Jedi was, it was a really cool movie. And we're seeing, Darth Vader being redeemed to Anakin again. But, like, that fight was really cool. And also, the Sarlacc pit fight. That was a nice start to the movie. And it was cool seeing Boba Fett again. I mean, we did see him again in Empire Strikes Back. but it was good seeing him again after that. He was also in the Attack of the Clones. But he's grown up a lot since then. Watch the Clone Wars, you can see him like growing up to what he was in Return of the Jedi. I wish he didn't fall in the Sonic pit, but people say he didn't die, so there's a if we could get a movie about how he escaped, that would be cool. I would love to see that, and also a movie about how he got to where he was. I like how everything came full circle with the 6 movies, not counting the other movies, not counting the sequels. Everything like came full circle, and I like that. And was not a satisfying end to Star Wars. Like Return of the Jedi was, and that's why it's at number 1, and that's also why it is a satisfying end to the list. I hope you enjoyed my list. It was kind of hard to make this list. Like, I'm not really good at ranking. I'm not really good at ranking movies, so it was really hard to do this list. But I'm glad I was able to do a list of Star Wars films. Happy belated Star Wars Day. I hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to keep on signing. Bye.